Dr. King always used to say that the Aetherius Society began in 1955. And if I was to have to pick a date, and he never gave one, for when that began, I would pick January the 29th. Because that is the day that for the first time the Master Aetherius spoke through him to a public audience. In fact, right from the beginning, Dr. King tied in the concepts of ufology, as they now call it, and mediumship. Absolutely groundbreaking, very different from other UFO organizations that existed at that time. In fact, I think, to the best of my knowledge anyway, the Aetherius Society is the oldest international UFO society in the world, which has continued from that beginning actively every day up to the present day I'm speaking to you now. And also, of course, Dr. King always brought in the spiritual aspect, which many groups didn't in those days. And that's an aspect which has now been accepted, I believe, by the UFO movement. It's not to everyone's taste, but it is accepted to be an essential strand. I would say by far the main strand, but certainly an essential strand in the UFO movement. And it was a very difficult beginning for Dr. King because he had received the command in the previous year on May the 8th, and he'd started to receive communications from the Master Aetherius, delivered to a very small group, usually at his residence in Maida Vale. You might say a private group. But from January the 29th, it became public, and very soon, when a cosmic voice emerged, it was available to the world as a whole. And I'd like to read to you from The King Who Came to Earth, Dr. King's biography, which I was privileged to co-author with Brian Kniep, some words that Dr. King spoke about that event on January the 29th, 1955. I had to start, for some reason best known to the great ones, at the bottom. I was informed that the trance condition must be done in front of the people of London. When the whole of my group, just on the verge of this first transmission going before the public, walked out and left me absolutely and completely alone, it was like adding insult to injury. But you see, this was another essential experience. I will never forget my feelings that night when I walked into Caxton Hall, London, a lone little figure. I looked at the audience, went up onto the platform and thought to myself, how, in the name of the Lord, can I get this very, very difficult trance condition under these conditions? You see, one flashbulb at the wrong time would have killed me. One noise at the wrong time might have given me internal hemorrhage. This I knew and appreciated very definitely. There I was, completely alone, or apparently so. However, Aetherius, a Venusian communicator, was able that night to speak to London for the first time.